Hey guys, thanks for watching. Today's video is going to be a current beauty favorites video. So makeup products that I have been loving and using the most recently. I had been meaning to do a 2017 beauty favorites. I kind of missed the mark on that one. I feel like March is kind of too late post a 2017 beauty favorites. So instead, I'm just going to be calling it a current favorites. And throughout the past few months, I have found some hardcore all-time favorites. So they're all going to be makeup products. I have way too many skincare favorites right now to include in this. I will definitely be doing a separate video designated just for skincare. Otherwise, I'll be sitting here for like 2 hours. I might already be sitting here for 2 hours. We'll see how it goes. Stay tuned for a skincare favorites video, flash video on how I cleared up my skin, helped with acne and acne scarring. That will be coming soon. So yeah, if you would like to see some of the products that I have been obsessing over recently, please keep watching. I know a lot of beauty gurus and YouTubers like whore out their pets, I don't know, to increase views or something on their content. I would just like it to be known, my dog really is this clingy. Like, he will sit next to me while I'm filming and whine until I let him up on my lap. And then he'll just sit here like a little prince until he decides that he's done. Yes, I'm talking about you. That is correct. Thank you so much. First and foremost, primer. I can't remember if I've talked about this yet in a video. This is not for you. This is not for you. This has been my go-to favorite eye primer for well over a year now. This is the Liz Watier Extreme Hold CC Eye Primer. I love this primer, not just for the formula and how long it keeps your eyeshadow on. It helps prevent it from creasing and everything like that, but also because it's such an easy kind of multi-use product for me. Formula is tinted, so it is kind of a light to medium skin tone color, thin enough that it doesn't look like a heavy concealer on the skin, but it really does help to even out the eye. Helps conceal discoloration, really just creates a very even, you're making this very difficult. I will even wear this on days where I don't really feel like wearing much eye makeup, which to be honest with you is most days. For eyeshadow, this is another product I have used in a video. It was actually the video where I do my boyfriend's makeup. I had a lot of fun doing it and he's prettier than I'll ever be and I've fully accepted that fact. It's fine. I've come to terms with it. I will link that up here. Make sure you go give it a watch and a thumbs up, please and thank you. But this is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. So this is the palette that she, seriously, Chewy. Okay, you need to go down. I'm sorry, this isn't working. Oh, no. Oh my God. My dog, as I was putting him down on the ground, knocked over my palette and just cracked this color. Mom just needs a minute.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out.
It's on my carpet. I tried to clean it and up a little bit. Now there's blue smears all over my carpet. Oh, my mom's gonna kill me. So, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen and we're gonna move on. This is probably one of my most used eyeshadow palettes. Considering you are getting 35 eyeshadows, I do think it's a fair price. It has such a beautiful range of shades. The shades are very pigmented and the textures are very blendable and smooth and easy to work with. I think there are so many different looks that you could create with it. So yes, this is the palette that I used to create my boyfriend's very glam makeup look. This look right here. So the gold, bronze, smoky eye. Next for eyes are two eyeshadows. These are liquid eyeshadows from Stila. These are the Stila Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadows. So they launched the Magnificent Metals eyeshadows last year. Those ones had a much larger glitter particle to it, so they are much more glittery and sparkly. I do find the Shimmer and Glow formula a lot easier to work with and more flattering. Because these are more of a shimmer liquid eyeshadow, so it's not really like the chunky glitter, it is more of a beautiful shimmery wet glow. I picked up the shade Cloud and Starlight. Cloud is such a unique shade. I would say it's kind of a silvery purple with a pinkish gold reflect to it, and Starlight is more of a sort of champagne gold. I find products like these work best when I do my blending and kind of darker shading first, then apply this to the eyelid where I want it, and then I like to press a powder eyeshadow right on top. One of my current favorite ways to wear that is to wear the shade Cloud with this shade right here from the Jaclyn Hill palette. They work so well together. You can definitely wear these on their own, but I personally find I get a nicer finish and look when I layer a powder shadow over top. I have 3 lash products. I have an eyelash growth serum, a primer, and a mascara. Basically, I had lash extensions for about 5 months or so. They are so beautiful and they look amazing, and they do make your daily life a lot easier because you really don't have to wear anything. When applied properly, like, not everyone gets damaged lashes from them. However, my natural lashes and hair are just kind of fine. They break very easily. So when I stopped getting them, the natural lashes that I was left with were very, very short and spiky. They were looking real sad. So I immediately started looking into different eyelash serums, and then a friend of mine, her name's Cassidy, she actually has a channel too. I will link her so you guys can go check her out. She recommended the INB and she used it. So I looked online, read some reviews, and I was so impressed by the reviews. I have only been using it for maybe 2 months, and sporadically. Like, I have not been using it every day because I'm very forgetful and I get lazy. Even using it like kind of on and off, my eyelashes have grown so dramatically. I truly do feel like they're as long as they were before, if not longer. My lashes in the outer corner now are getting to be really hard to work with. When I'm curling them, I find they don't fit into my lash curler, and when I'm doing my mascara, like, they stick out. Like, my outer corner lashes are so much longer, and I never noticed that before. So I'm definitely gonna keep using this, and I will be doing probably either a video or a blog post, like full in-depth review with before and after pictures. Now, for mascara, I've always been a huge fan of eyelash primer, so I actually saw a video of one of the pure makeup artists using the fully charged lash primer. I freaking love this eyelash primer so much. This is by far the best eyelash primer I've used yet. It's not clumpy and flaky. It coats your lashes. It really does create a layer on your lash so that when you go in with your mascara, it's gliding over that longer, thicker tube instead of just your eyelash. So it creates much more dramatic, longer, thicker looking eyelashes. I've tried this with multiple different mascaras and it works with every single one that I've tried. So I will curl my eyelashes, do a thin coat of the lash primer, and then go in with my mascara. Pure is such a great brand, not only for being cruelty-free and having a ton of products that are gluten-free, paraben-free, mineral oil-free. They're all about makeup that is healthy for the skin. This primer also has sort of a lash conditioning formula to it to help strengthen and protect your lashes while you're wearing it. And it is the perfect base for my current favorite mascara, which I would go so far as to say is the best mascara I've ever used in my entire life. This is the Thrive Causemetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. I did mention this in my previous tutorial, which was like a get ready with me, my kind of like everyday easy glam. Kind of a shock for me because I purchased it like totally on a whim. I watched a Kathleen Light's video where she mentioned this, and when I saw how nice it looked on her, I was like, I'm gonna investigate this. As soon as I saw that the brand was vegan and cruelty-free, as well as the fact that they donate a product to charity with every purchase, I was like, dang, this mascara looks so good and has such good reviews, and it has all these amazing features. So Thrive Causemetics is sort of a luxury, natural, high performance, good for you, good for animals because it's vegan brand. This mascara claims to get you as close to the appearance of lash extensions as you can get from a mascara. Honestly, I would agree with that. It has little fibers in it that are non-irritating to the eye, so if you've ever used a fiber lash product and had horribly runny eyes or an awful experience, I promise you will not realize that there's fibers in this because you can't see it in the formula. But when you put it on, your lashes are dramatically longer and you can see that it's added like an extension to your lash. It also has orchid stem cell complex, which is a fancy way of saying that it's got awesome plant-based ingredients that are very nourishing and stimulating for your lashes. It's helping to protect and grow and strengthen your lashes while you're wearing it. It keeps your lashes lifted, long, voluminous. Honestly, one coat of this gives me better lashes than I would ever get with 3 coats of any other mascara I've ever used. I guess next I will talk about face products. I actually have 2 primer favorites right now. I don't know if I was just being lazy or what, but I kind of just stopped using primers. Kind of started to fall into the primers, totally overrated, but I've reacquainted myself with primers and really just re-fallen in love with them. And I do think a primer is key to really just enhancing your makeup application and prolonging your foundation wear. So the first primer that I have been obsessed with is the SMASHBOX PHOTOFINISH Primerizer. This is a 2-in-1 product, so it's a primer and a moisturizer in one. So this primer claims to increase your hydration instantly by over 100%. I think it's like 127% or something crazy like that. SMASHBOX also says that it contains approximately 762 sextillion molecules of water per bottle. Now, if you don't know how many sextillion is, it's a ton. It also has niacinamide, which is a vitamin that is incredible for your skin. It's an antioxidant, anti-aging, regenerative, really helps to smooth the skin, protect the skin, increase radiance, and fight breakouts. So this moisturizer is extremely light and fluid. It does not feel like a cream. It feels kind of like a liquid. The consistency of this is very similar to something that I'm not going to mention because this is a PG channel and I'm super innocent and I don't know things like that, but you know what I'm talking about. I love to use this primer on a daily basis, especially in the winter when I'm just feeling a little extra dehydrated and like my skin needs a boost. Another primer I've been loving, and I've kind of been switching between these two, is from The Ordinary. This is the High Spreadability Fluid Primer. This product is extremely inexpensive. I think this is like $5.99 or something like that. This is a primer that doesn't have as much of the skincare benefits that the Primerizer does, but it gives super slick. What am I trying to say? It gives a really nice slip to the skin so that your foundation glides over. This is more of a product I think that's geared towards making your application better and easier. Sometimes if you're using a foundation that maybe doesn't have as much of a slip to it, like it's a little bit thicker or it's a little bit of a drier texture, this gives your skin that extra slip and slide and really smooth texture so that your foundation goes on a lot more easily and better. It also works well as a mixing tool, so mixing it with a foundation to make it like much more creamy and pliable, which brings me to my next favorite. I would say this was my probably absolute favorite product of 2017. This is the LISE Teint Velour Foundation. This is an oil-free foundation that launched last year. To be honest, when it first launched, I didn't pay it any attention. I kind of figured I was just destined to hate my skin with foundation forever. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of foundations I liked and tolerated, but I always felt they kind of just looked cakey or heavy on my skin. So I finally did try it, and I'm not kidding, after one application I was like, this is the best foundation I've ever used in my life. Matte foundations especially, I've never been a fan of. I always found they made my skin look very dull and dry and just not particularly flattering. This is a velvet matte, so I would say it's more of a natural matte. It's a beautiful texture. It's water-based and oil-free, so again, it's suitable for a sensitive skin, an acne-prone skin, problem skin. Even though it is a medium coverage foundation, you can easily build it up to a fuller coverage or have it as a very sheer natural coverage. As soon as I put this foundation on, it honestly melts into your skin. Not disappearing, but just like becoming one with your skin. You know? It really doesn't look like you're wearing foundation. It gives your skin that naturally perfect look. Also does help to smooth out my acne scarring, which is a big bonus for me. You put it on and this foundation just like charms your family, makes everyone fall in love with it, like is nice to your mom, treats you like a queen. You come home after a hard day and this foundation's like, babe, you've had a hard day, put your feet up, I'll make you some dinner. That's what this foundation does. Next, for face concealer. I'm sure you're probably really tired of hearing people talking about this. I was too until I tried it. Tarte Shape Tape. This is, I think, one of the most talked about, raved about, cult favorite concealers. Sadly, the Shape Tape line, as well as quite a few other products, are not available in Sephora Canada. I don't know why. I don't know what they have against us. We're a very nice people and we want to give you our money. This is definitely my favorite concealer. It is full coverage, it's brightening, it's easy to work with and blendable, long wearing. My eyes naturally are quite dehydrated, so I already have like a lot of fine lines underneath my eyes. I would love to get that hyaluronic under eye filler going on to just plump that area up, but you know, I'm not a rich beauty influencer, so. Ooh, was that shady? A little goes a long way. People who are saying this looks really cakey likely have super dry skin, maybe aren't moisturizing or exfoliating enough, or they're using too much. I love this so much that I started to panic when I realized I'm running low. So I actually just panic ordered it from Ulta with a couple of other things because they finally shipped to Canada. I also have 2 powder favorites. Now you might be wondering, Megan, is having 2 loose powder favorites really necessary? That seems extra. And you'd be right, it is extra. These are 2 very different powders with different uses and different levels of coverage. The LISE Velour powder. This is a translucent loose powder, so this does not give coverage to the skin, but it sets your makeup in place. This powder has a super high water content and is very finely milled. So when you apply it to the skin, it actually feels a little bit cool or wet. This is my all-time favorite setting powder. It's one of the few that I can use even on a client with very mature or dry skin, and it still looks flattering. Doesn't look like there's anything there. Next is the Radiant Loose Powder Foundation from Nude by Nature. This is a new brand for us here in Canada. We just got it at Shoppers Drug Mart. Pretty much fell head over heels in love with this brand. So their products are 100% naturally derived. All of the products contain amazing ingredients: avocado oil, jojoba oil, vitamin E, and kakadu plum, which is a ridiculous name, I know, but it is an Australian plant that's currently the most potent form of vitamin C. Their powder foundation is easily the best powder foundation I've ever used. This is such a finely milled, silky smooth powder. It melts into the skin. Usually powder foundations you really need to buff and blend into the skin. This one smooths on like a dream. This is great to wear on its own over top of concealer, primer, anything like that. If you're wanting a fuller coverage, you can definitely wear it over a liquid foundation. Also on days where maybe I am going out and doing something, running errands, but I really don't want to put on makeup, I will just lightly buff this into any areas of my skin where I need some coverage, and it looks flawless. Last but not least, lips. This is the new Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick. They launched a couple new textures to their Stay All Day line. I was so excited to see these launched because while I love how long lasting the original liquid lipsticks are, they're a great formula, don't get me wrong, but my lips typically are just too dry. I love the new sheer formula. This is the shade Sheer Patina. Patina is my favorite shade from Stila. Slightly cooler toned pinky nude. I honestly think this is one of the most universally flattering shades. It's thin enough that I can wear it comfortably, but it still lasts all day for me with very little touch-ups required. Now, over top of that, for some shine and gloss, of course I had to include this product. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. Not gonna lie, I was not attracted to this whatsoever when I saw it in store. I was like, wow, it's a kind of gold shimmer peachy nude that my mom would wear. No offense, mom. I just didn't think it was anything special until I saw people use it and I saw what it looked like on. This is such a beautiful gloss. The tone and depth of the color, I think, is suitable for every skin tone and every complexion and looks different on everyone. It's moisturizing and shiny, gives that really beautiful sparkle to the lips without looking like chunky glitter. It's one that you can throw in your purse, put it over top of pretty much any lip color or even on its own, and it's gonna look good. Last but not least, this has been possibly my favorite lip product over the last month. This is the NYX This Is Everything Lip Oil. Lip oils have become a very big trend. I know Clarins has one, a couple other brands have one. This is definitely my favorite formula and texture because it's thin like a gloss. You get the shine of an oil. It is the most beautiful, luscious, wet looking shine to your lips that's not sticky or tacky. So this does have some great ingredients like jojoba oil, rose oil, grapeseed oil, avocado oil. It's probably one of the most comfortable lip gloss lip products I've ever used. And it's NYX, so it's inexpensive. Holy shit, am I done? That was a roundup of pretty much all the products I've been obsessed with and reaching for on like an everyday or regular basis lately. Most of those were my 2017 beauty favorites as well, with a couple new ones from this year thrown in. All the products will be listed in my blog post linked down below. Let me know what your current favorite products are. I'm nosy and I want to know what people are loving right now. Plus it gives me an excuse to go look at and buy new makeup. Not like I need that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you next time. Bye.